Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Autopsy Simulation. It is nighttime here, so be prepared to be scared. We are cutting up dead bodies, dissecting and slicing while we investigate how they died. Or did they get killed? Or were they murdered? We shall find out. Right, we are scene 2. I have actually started this before. So let's get started, shall we? So what's happened so far? I suppose I could. There's the menu. Yes, take me back over here. What's happened, he's lost his wife a year ago. I don't know how she died. Hopefully we'll find out how she died. Anyway, his wife died. He works at a morgue doing autopsies and investigating how people die. He does reports. He's been in a lot of depression and stuff because of his wife's death, so he's been drinking a lot and taking drugs a lot. Now, apparently his wife, I'm not sure whether she got killed deliberate or what, but there's this criminal, and apparently he just found out that the prison bus that was taking the guy who murdered his wife had an accident and he escaped. So now he's a little bit shaken up. He's a bit worried, thinking, oh shit, this guy might come after him. He's not too sure. So that's where we're at the moment. And came home from work and his place was trashed. Now he thinks it's this criminal because he had money in his jewelry box and that's gone. So this is the third day. I've done 2 autopsies already, so this is his home.
Oh yeah, I should take my pills.
And he got to take his pills. So his wife, see if I can find it's a photo of her. That's his wife, Alice. She died. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll find out what exactly happened to her. So now he wants his pills. It's a pretty good game, this one. This is a full version. A few people have been playing it.
I feel like it takes me forever to finish these things. That's enough. It will never look clean. I need to quickly change and finish getting ready.
Okay, so we've got to change our clothes, so I'm saying we have to go to the bedroom.
I'm gonna be late for work again.
He was late the day before and he's going to be late again.
Got my keys, got my files. Check. Time to go.
Alright, so we're going to head to the car. It's stuffy. He keeps it closed, so it's pretty dirty.
Remember to close the door properly, Jack. I'll ask the neighbors tomorrow if they saw anything suspicious. Ugh. I wonder if Ridley fixed the coffee machine.
Oh shit! My chair went down. Sorry. It's a pretty good game. I actually really enjoy this. Gore and a bit of suspense. Alright. So, what are we doing? Okay. where that took us, but we'll walk down anyway. Yeah, it's a pretty good game, this. The sign gets a bit annoying, but I don't know how many flights of stairs I've got to go down. Ah, here we go. Off to the car and off to work. Yeah, she drives a nice car too. Oh, wrong way. This way. Here's his car.
Maybe a bit optimistic. I'd better grab a coffee on the way.
Coffee on the way. That sounds good, doesn't it? Alright. So the first one that we did, he died of natural causes, which was alcohol.
I'm exhausted.
The second one, she was.
I wonder who Stephen brought in today.
She died of overdose on pills. So I wonder what will happen today.
Good morning, Mr. Ridley. Oh, he's not here yet? No, I'll deal with Adam. I hope he... Oh, come on. He was too lazy to even wheel the gurney to the autopsy room.
That'd be right.
Almost there. Now for the tough part. The body needs to be moved. Where's Ridley when you need him? Alright. I just need some gloves and my apron. Then I can get to work.
Okay, gloves, apron first.
I'm going to need my tape recorder for this.
Tape recorder. Where did you put that? There it is.
Autopsy dated November 22nd, 1991. 7:32 p.m. Led by Dr. Jack Hanman. I begin by verifying the identity of the Jane Doe.
Okay, off we go.
It's most likely Harper Lloyd, age 35, found in a well-owned house by her neighbors Leonard and Dorothy Chelsea, reported missing for a week. Firefighters found the body after the Chelsea family began complaining that their tap water tasted strange, and at one point had begun to smell and turn a dark color.
Oh, yuck! So they were drinking their water with a dead body in it. Oh, yuck!
It is also known that the deceased was diagnosed with affective bipolar disorder. Harper was placed on drug therapy, which she dropped out of fairly regularly. During her treatment, she was under the care of her common-law partner, Richard Benson, professional truck driver. The last person who had contact with the deceased was her partner. Harper's last message read as follows: "I'm gonna take a shit in their stupid well. Then we'll see who has the last laugh." Nice one. Police records also show that Mrs. Lloyd was in constant conflict with her neighbors. The constant parties and subsequent brawls made living in the area nearly impossible, especially when Lloyd's partner wasn't around.
Okay.
I proceed to open the bag and check the state of decomposition of the corpse. The most important task in forensic identification of a drowned person is to distinguish whether the death occurred before or after entering the water. Okay, that could have been worse.
Yeah.
I carefully removed the victim's clothes so as not to damage the skin. One shoe was missing. The deceased was found fully clothed. I'm going to need the camera to document all possible suspicious marks. Definitely the first thing that stands out is the very advanced post-mortem gigantism. The skin of the deceased appears very delicate, smooth, and relaxed from being in the water for a long time. The whole body is extremely pale.
Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to take photos of certain parts of the body that have got bruises or slashes or anything like that. So we'll do that at the moment.
Post-mortem markings are seen on the underside of the body, that is, on the back, thighs, and calves of the deceased. There are bruises and hemorrhages on the neck. These usually occur due to increased inhalation when fighting to breathe underwater. It's likely that the deceased was lying on her back when she was fished out. The so-called washerwoman's skin on the feet. The deceased had indeed been in the water for a long time.
That's what I call severe wrinkles. You know, you get wrinkles when you sit in the bathtub for too long? Yeah, that's what she's got. Alright, so what else have we got here? Some here. Same thing on the hands.
The skin on the hands can be easily separated from the body. The separation takes the form of a glove.
Okay. Ooh.
There are some obvious scratches on the skin.
That's interesting. Alright, I'll go stick that up on the board.
So, after the preliminary exam, it's time to take a closer look at this.
Alright, form the autopsy.
Today's date, the deceased was clothed. Rigor mortis does not need to be checked. Based on the state of decay, you can be sure it has subsided.
Okay, so let's do this. So we need a scalpel. Inspect the areas that are, oh, okay. So we want to clipboard movement. Shift. Inspect the areas of concern with a magnifying glass.
Where to start?
We'll start top first.
We see thick, white foam in the mouth of the deceased, resulting from pulmonary edema. Foam is a characteristic in deaths due to drowning.
Okay, so obviously she was forced. She was either being drowned or she drowned herself.
The spots have a purplish blue-red hue, which is a typical sign of the death of the organism.
Okay. Go down here.
Yep, pretty typical. Liver mortis are formed as a result of putrefaction of blood in the veins.
Wow. It's amazing, isn't it, the graphics from this? Alright, so we'll look at the foot now.
Due to the fact that the deceased was wearing shoes all the time, her feet are in better condition than her hands. Nevertheless, we can still notice a clear, wavy skin and the so-called washerwoman's skin texture.
So she's obviously must have been in the water for quite a while. Hand?
No obvious signs of struggle. The skin on the hands would have easily peeled away from the flesh. Some of the fingers have already lost their nails.
Ooh, okay. And then we just got here. Yeah.
There are obvious scratches on the skin, especially on the back and hands. These could be defensive wounds, evidence of some sort of altercation prior to death.
Or she could have been held underwater too. So...
Okay, that's probably enough to indicate a direction for further examination.
Harley previously found runes on the clipboard mannequin spots.
I'd better note that down in the records.
Alright, so we got one.
Marks
here.
found on the neck and foaming at the mouth are typical signs of drowning people.
Okay, then we got the arm.
Those abrasions appear relatively fresh. No healing or scarring is visible.
Then we got the side.
There doesn't seem to be anything unusual about this liver mortis.
There's no signs of poisoning. It's been a long time of rest on the back, so she's been on her back. Next,
Hands heavily wrinkled from submersion in water. Typical washerwoman skin.
so some nails have been missing. Signs of a struggle of hands. Sometimes when you struggle with someone, you could actually rip your nails off. So depending, yeah.
Diffuse spots are caused by blood rotting in the veins.
The distribution indicates a long time of rest on the back. No signs of poisoning, so...
Considering the deceased's penchant for drinking alcohol, it could have been a mere accident.
Alright.
In this case, the question is, was drowning an accident or of suicidal intent? Maybe it's just an abrasion, or maybe the result of a fight and being pushed into a well. Their distribution suggests that the victim was probably lying on her back when fished out of the water. Fortunately, the skin on the hands didn't fall off. Otherwise, I'd have trouble identifying the deceased.
Send me more love hearts, please.
Liver mortis of a different color could indicate poisoning with carbon monoxide, cyanides, or nitrates. However, this is not the case here. A simple trip, loss of balance, and as a result, you end up in a deep hole with no way out. That's all for now. Before I begin the dissection, I'll make sure the suggested identity is correct.
Hang on.
The suitcase with the fingerprint equipment should be around here somewhere.
Suitcase with the fingerprint. There it is.
Oh, here it is. With decomposing bodies, the tissue of the pads of the fingers tends to shrink. To remove these shrinkages, a mixture of glycerin or air is used.
Okay, that's interesting to know.
If the body of the deceased is well preserved, fingerprinting is similar to that of a living person. The fingerprint sheet should always be checked.
Yes.
Slipping fingers, too much or too little ink, or inaccurate hand position can make fingerprints illegible.
Okay. That's it? Yep. Okay. Let's autopsy the body.
I'm going to conduct a dactyloscopic examination. If in fact the deceased is in the police database, I will find her. Glycerin is injected successively between the nail and the skin of each finger. The substance then enters the fingertip, removing shrinkage and wrinkles.
I love this. This is so gory. I love shit like this. Just like I like my horror movies. I've got a strong stomach, so I can handle anything. Although the only thing which I noticed with this, like when the morgatory assist, you have to drain the blood from the patient before you can do anything.
Now I take a brush.
You don't with this one.
Only when the skin is taut and elastic can you use ink.
Tired palm.
I think it's enough. In the case of drowning victims, you have to be extremely careful. The skin may fall off the hand like a glove when you take the print.
Oh.
I'll use the fax machine to add the print into the system.
Alright. Yeah, so with this one you don't actually drain the blood before you actually like cut them open and that, which is really odd because usually you have to, otherwise if you start cutting the body up, there'll be blood everywhere, so. Alright, so send the fingerprints to Stephen using the fax machine. Okay.
Green button and...
Voila.
Once the data uploads, I'll run the prints against the police database on the computer.
Okay, compare prints. No, where are the prints? Compare the print. I don't know, sorry about this. It does freeze every now and then. Yeah, okay. Done.
Great. The data is there. Click Upload. Now, go through the database and find a matching print. Expect possible hours of fun.
I reckon this one. Try this one. Oh, now. Yeah, okay.
One more.
I love this. This is
Analyze button. And we have a result.
successful.
Everyone has a story to tell, even if it's just a police record. So,
Here we go.
as predicted, the deceased turned out to be Harper Lloyd. That went smoothly. I'll print this out and attach it to the medical records.
Alright, so disorderly conduct, aggressive behaviour under the influence of alcohol, she was fine. Nuisance and vandalism, warning ticket, aggressive behaviour, nuisance, vandalism, warning ticket. Alright, so she's shoplifting, low level, shoplifting. Alright, so she's a bit of a naughty girl. Okay. Read the result at the fax machine. Alright, let's see what it says.
Great. Now I can go back to my inspection.
Alright. Well, she's been a bit of a naughty girl, hasn't she?
I'm adding the name of the deceased. I'll start the internal examination by taking fluid from the victim's brain. A needle inserted through the nose will do the trick.
Okay, so now we need a needle.
If the victim was alive when she fell into the well, she must have swallowed water fighting for her life. And then diatoms, characteristics of pooled water like a well, got into the body.
Yep, that's right. Play the nipples? That's disgusting. Brain examination, so we need the saw. Yeah. Brain examination. Bluffers, UV. No. Clipboard.
In the meantime, I'll check the sample under the microscope. I'm sure that these algae traces will be found in the samples taken from the well where police found the body.
Microscope over there.
Now I need to adjust the knobs properly and place the diatom in the center of the slide. Diatom, I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with the I'm fine. The aperture still needs adjustment. And it's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid. I'm fine. The aperture still needs adjustment. The image is too dark.
Yeah, give me a chance.
I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae. And it's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid, but rather a bad focus. Too much light. I'm finally starting to see something here. The aperture still needs adjustment. I'm finally starting to see something here.
Okay.
I won't even notice an army of Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae.
Interesting. Verify presence of the atoms.
As expected, we find the aforementioned algae in the solution. Their upper part, epitheca, which overlaps the lower, hypotheca, is clearly visible.
Okay.
The presence of diatoms in the brain samples taken indicate that the deceased was certainly alive when she fell into the water and was possibly conscious.
Okay, so she was alive. Either she slipped or she was pushed.
Since there were diatoms in the brain, it means that many more of them must have entered the body. Studies of the rest of the organs will most likely confirm this hypothesis. I can finally get to the practical part.
The fun part.
I must be extra careful because the skin of the deceased is very stretched. I wouldn't want an explosion here. You can immediately see a very large swelling of the organs. In addition, all internal organs are very congested.
Come on.
I proceed to remove the rib cage.
For this you need your loppers.
It's easy to see that the ribs have been imprinted in the lungs. So, I'm going to start by drawing blood from the lungs for testing for diatoms. If diatoms were only present in the lungs, this would mean that the victim was placed in the well after death, and the perpetrator wanted to get rid of the corpse in this way. Now, I remove the lungs and proceed to their Taking the lungs in my hand, I feel that the tissues have lost their elasticity, which is the result of water emphysema. In addition, there is significant swelling of the organs, and as a result, we have a nice imprint of the ribs. The emphysema itself, it's clear how far it's progressed, which is characteristic of drowning.
Okay. Make the damage to the lungs lung tissue lacking elasticity with advanced emphysema.
Corpses found in water are worth examining with the tomograph. However, I can't count on such luxuries, so I must reach for a more archaic technology. A bucket and water.
Storeroom. Laboratory. Oh. Okay, did anyone see that in the left door?
Who has anyone been here?
There was someone in
I hope no one dipped a mop in it. It's best to go to the lab for this.
here. I'm gonna close this door. Okay, so we want to go to the lab. Office, bathroom. Lab.
Historically, the lung float test is used to detect infanticide. The water should be at room temperature. That's enough. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water. This checks if there is air in the lungs. And speaking of lungs, everything is ready to bring them here. Oh, Jesus!
What the fuck? Okay, she just sat up. That was freakish. See her hair up. That was pretty cool. Okay, lungs. Where's the lungs?
Of course, such a study isn't without flaws. Air may have entered a newborn's airways during resuscitation attempts. Gases released during decomposition could. In this case, however, it's about something else. Namely, the amount of fluid in the lungs. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water and wait to see if they fall or if they will float on the surface.
Okay. Oh, they're sinking.
Just as I assumed, the lungs collapsed easily. Fluid could have entered the lungs during panic attempts to catch breath underwater, but it could also be the result of bacterial infections or cancer, so further investigation is needed. I move on to dissecting the lungs of the deceased.
Okay, so this one you really got to do this carefully.
You can hear the distinct, very unpleasant crackling of the tissues being cut through. The parenchyma is remarkably pale, although small hemorrhagic foci and petechia are present on the surface.
Interesting.
All right. Now, I will check the collected fluid under a microscope. If we find 20 diatoms on the slide, it can be considered drowning, and our result is not false positive due to possible contaminations. I won't even notice an Great. The aperture still needs adjustment. The image is too dark. And perfect. Oh. The aperture still needs adjustment. The image is too dark. Oh. I'm finally starting to see something here. It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid. And perfect.
So we're gonna find diatoms. Ooh.
As expected. In solution, the diatoms are clearly visible. There are smaller and larger clusters of them. There will definitely be more than 20 of them.
Yep, I agree with that one.
I'll make a note of all this.
Okay, now we return to the autopsy. When you autopsy someone's body, you always do it from the right side.
So far, this case looks pretty standard. It's clear from the beginning that it's drowning. Well, the procedure requires me to check everything anyway. So, I move on to checking the other organs. I ligate the heart, and then remove. Strongly developed putrefactic hemolysis of the organ can be seen at first glance. Apart from that, no signs of a heart attack or other heart disease.
Right. Mark. Heart without signs of disease. It's strongly developed putrefacted hemolysis resulted from drowning, so she drowned.
I move on to the next organ. This time, it's the liver. It's immediately apparent that the deceased didn't care for herself. Like most the beginnings of cirrhosis are visible in some areas.
It's definitely...
I transfer the organ to a board and proceed to dissect.
Okay, let's go and dissect and see what we can find out, shall we? Okay.
The cross-section clearly shows dilated veins and many small hemorrhagic foci.
Okay. Dissect the liver for cutting.
I must admit that this is quite a feat, considering the rather young age of the deceased. Harper enjoyed drinking so much that she might not have lasted a few more years.
So she was a heavy drinker.
I move on to the stomach. I take a sample of the fluid for testing. It looks very turbid. I'll see what happens after spinning, but that's in a moment. Now, I carefully ligate the organ, then cut it off. It's enlarged, probably full of putrid gases. I transfer it to the board and carefully open it, checking the contents.
So the stomach is enlarged with an irritated tissue. Now we've got to dissect the stomach over the chopping board.
One thing you'd never get used to is how much this task smells.
And you got to be so careful doing this.
Okay, the stomach is full of fluid and unidentified organic matter, which is probably leftover food.
Yep.
So let's check the diatoms. Again, but in a centrifuge for a change. The problem with examining drowned people is being able to show whether the death was due to drowning or whether something else contributed to the death. Cramp, heart attack, drugs, homicide, or some accident. Such an analysis requires viewing from different angles and a careful interpretation of the collected data, including those from the field. That's why it's so important to collect as many samples as possible. Unfortunately.
Okay, so we'll go back. Use a centrifuge to test for presence of diatoms. That's... I think it's in here. Yep.
Okay, this is one last little sample. Now set.
Okay, so we want to set it. Change pages. Right side, center. 10 from 90 drug screen panel. So 1090. Alright, speed 90. Yeah, 10. Okay, so it's not that one. Camera shall live with blood. Poison assessment appointment 10 minutes, 85 speed. So try 85. No. Okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, here we go. 35 and speed 25. 35. 25. Please have notebooks with you.
Done. I'll run it directly into the chromatograph and run it against the data from the police. I'm certain the analysis will show similarities between the fluid and water in Chelsea's well. Let me think. 3 milliliters should be fine.
3. So we've got to adjust that. Oh, hang on. 3. Mirrors. Move the plunger. No, it's... Shit. I've forgotten how to... Oh. No. Oh, here we go. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Okay, now it's the chromatograph's turn. Yes. The water sample matches the one provided by the police.
Okay.
Well, the results are quite clear. I was hoping it would be a more interesting case. More diatoms. Analysis indicates the same origin. Blah blah blah.
So the stomach dissection revealed fluid along with the undigested or organic matter. No blood or drugs were detected.
There's little left to do. I'm going to check the airway patents. Interesting. Looks like there's something stuck in the trachea. I'm moving to the board for further inspection.
Oh yeah, it does too. Let's have a look. Oh, there we go.
I dissect the trachea and open the organ. Inside, I find a wedding ring. This is based on the size. I can say that it's a woman's wedding ring, quite standard from the outside. There's an engraving inside.
Okay, that must be the...
What the fuck? But this is my ring. Alice's ring. But how did it, but this should be at home. I have it. At home. I have to check this out. Where are my meds? Where the fuck are my meds? Huh? Jesus Christ! Hope these all make it go away.
What the fuck?
I have to check the apartment. It can't be. Jesus Christ!
Okay, that's
Mr. Ridley. Mr. Ridley!
What's all the ruckus?
I need to go home. Immediately.
What? Now?
I have to. Have you seen anyone here this morning? Anybody suspicious?
Oh, there was no one. Dorothy was, but only for a moment, then she left. What's wrong with you, Hammond?
Okay. Thanks.
What about the corpse?
I'll come back, I promise. Jesus Christ!
so why would his wife's ring doing in that girl's body?
I have to check this out.
Okay, this is really odd.
This can't be real. Where is it? Where is it? Where? Please, it's not here. It's not. I need to go. This is sick! Fuck! Come on, Stephen. Pick up the fucking phone!
What's up, man?
They took the ring!
What? What ring? What are you talking about?
They took the wedding ring. Alice's wedding ring!
One sec. You mean burglary? You said nothing was missing.
Yes, I know that! I don't know. I was jittering. Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know, but that's not the worst of it.
Calm down, Jack. Breathe. What happened?
I found it in the trachea of the deceased I was working on. Do you understand? I pulled it out of a dead woman's trachea.
What?
I don't know what's going on. You think Red Pete wants revenge? He's playing with me. Huh? I knew it. I knew it from the beginning this was going to happen. I didn't make it up.
Jack, listen to me. Try to calm down. Don't leave the apartment. I'll be with you right away, okay? I'm on my way.
What sane person would do something like that? How? And when? When the fuck? Fucking Ridley lets in whoever he likes as usual. What are you saying? Stephen? Don't leave me, man. Come on. Fuck. Oh, God, what now? Okay,
So what's happened?
Calm down.
Whoever broke into his apartment.
Calm down. I need.
Whoever's broken into his apartment, who he thinks is Red Pete, who killed his wife, has stolen the ring, and is playing sort of like a prank or I don't know, some mind game with him by sticking his wife's ring in someone's tranquilla. So this is going to get quite interesting.
I need a drink.
Bloody alcohol. Drink. There's no booze here. Sit at desk. Sit at your desk and pour yourself a drink.
Jesus. What's going on?
Whiskey is on the strong sheet.
Just one sip more. Yep.
Okay. There's kids' drawings.
Jesus.
I'm still trying to work out what his wife was.
Just one sip more. Okay.
He sighs a lot, I must say. I like the story line. It's a bit intriguing because you don't know, what's going on.
All right. I can't do it anymore. These reports will kill me one day. Fuck. Maybe I'll just ignore it.
Oh. Child and adolescent psychologist, his wife was. But answer the phone.
Yes.
Hi, this is Charlotte. I guess I interrupted you again?
Oh, hi. No, I just... I wrote reports in those last sections, and I was just about to leave for work.
Always know when to call.
Yeah, definitely. What's up? How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What about you?
Okay, nothing new. I had a few days off.
Oh, that's nice. Then... Did you have a moment to look for something for me?
Something for you?
Well, the photo with, the photo I asked you for?
Charlotte is his
It hasn't
wife's
come yet?
best friend.
Sorry, but I said it a week ago.
No, not yet. Maybe I'm too impatient. I'm sorry for rushing you. You have so much on your mind, I thought maybe you forgot.
It's okay. No worries. With my pills, Pills. I almost forgot to take my pills. So you see...
Yeah.
I have to go now.
Yes, sure.
Let me know if you still haven't received the letter. Then I'll try... well, maybe I'll find something else.
Oh, really? Could you? It would be great if you could. Really?
Yes. I know it means a lot to you.
Well, I won't hold you any longer. Thanks.
He did post it.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
So I wonder whether this...
Damn. Did I mess up the address? How am I gonna get those pills?
Wonder whether that guy might have taken it out of when he posted the letter. He took the letter out of the post office, the letterbox. Because there was a suspicious car at the front when I started.
Maybe I should invite Charlotte.
I'm trying to put
Do
two and
something
two
yourself.
together here. See if there's any suspicious cars. Alright, so we gotta take the trash out, do we? So now we're doing housework. Where is the trash? Take the trash out. What trash? Ah, here we go.
Ugh. Why is it so wet?
There. What did you do? Pee on the bag?
Ugh. Ugh. I shouldn't be this tired.
Wait, I want to go down, not up. Okay, so we want...
Fucking hell!
Okay, that just was not right. You gotta... One thing I noticed with this game is you gotta take heat of things, surroundings, because you never know what you might actually come across. Alright, so it must be this way. No, not this one. Throw it in the dumpster. dumpster. Okay. Just heard someone run in there when he threw that in there.
I wonder if Alice's mother has a film of this photo somewhere. I actually hadn't thought about it before. I should call her on Friday.
Apparently there's something like 40 bodies that you got to autopsy. I hope so.
Oh, God.
I wonder if there'll be any.
Why do I
kids that
like
can have
sleeping so much?
Medical examiner. Jeez. Looks really shitty, the weather.
Huh?
What the hell?
It's just me, Jack.
Where? He's hallucinating. Oof, it's freaky.
Good afternoon.
Isn't it a bit early for you?
I missed our invigorating conversations. Has Stephen brought the body?
Yeah, the trolley's in the hall. Maybe wheeling it to the dissection room will be invigorating enough for you.
Huh. I've missed how friendly and helpful you are.
So that's Red Pete. Dangerous convicted murderer. So he obviously did murder his wife.
I think I'll get straight to work on this one. Focusing on something will do me some good. Christ, this one's heavy.
There's a big one. Oh, I wonder what we got today. Place your bets, ladies.
Hey, Mr. Ridley, I need help. I can't lift this bag myself. Ridley! Ugh, wasn't easy, but at least I can start.
Haha. Alright, first things first. We need
A new package must have
gloves.
arrived. I guess Dorothy ordered it.
I'm starting to get the hang of what to do.
I think I'll skip recording a video for the students today. They don't need to see me and the body.
Actually, no, this
Ugh.
would be a bad
And
jump to
they'll
do.
still have the accompanying photos anyway.
Voice recorder?
November 27th, 1991, 5:14 p.m. Conducted by Dr. Jack Hanman. James Evans Jr., also known as Jesse. Age about 30, weight 130 kilograms, height 180. Evans had previously been convicted of possession of stolen goods, robberies, and drug trafficking. There were also attempts to accuse him of leading a criminal group responsible for burglaries in the New Orleans area. What? Burglaries in the New Orleans area? This is... It's a rather strange coincidence.
His wife must have been murdered in New Orleans.
Police photos show that the body was not even particularly hidden, but only covered with a thin layer of soil, branches, and leaves.
So obviously they wanted the body to be found.
The body was found naked and mutilated. Clothes, probably belonging to the deceased, were found lying nearby.
Okay.
The body was found inadvertently in the woods near Peetsville. The dogs picked up the scent while searching for a missing boy.
Okay.
The deceased's father, James Evans Sr., is a local businessman. He was the one who reported the disappearance. At the time of the report, his son hadn't been home for 3 days. Sounds disturbing. I wonder what condition the body is in then. I'll start by opening the bag.
This is going to be quite interesting.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
I didn't expect this level of mutilation.
Wow.
This is going to be a dirty job. I'll check through the bag the police left.
His penis is cut off too. Go that. It's all the way down to the bone. he's got a few tattoos on him too. Ugh. Lay the contents of the bag on the table. The table. The bag? The table? Oh.
Maybe there will be something worth noting about the victim's clothes. Leather belt, plain cotton t-shirt, classic jeans. Well, interesting. Most of the blood is visible around the neckline. However, mainly traces of soil. It's a bit like the perpetrator's pulled his shirt over his head.
Okay.
Certainly not my style. Traces of blood and plasma. Is this? The bloodstains don't appear to be related to any injuries on the body. A lighter, engraved with the police insignia. Stolen? Or maybe purchased from a pawn shop?
The pants now. Very rugged pants though.
Traces of dirt mixed with blood and rubbed leaf litter. Heavens must have been crawling, or was dragged along the ground.
I'm gonna say dragged.
Something stuck here. It looks like some kind of ecdysis? Scale? This could point to an animal being responsible.
Oh. Maybe what would have that? Crocodile. That actually looks like a part of a crocodile. Alright. There's something we... That's an odd thing though.
And here, another animal souvenir. It looks different than the previous one.
Okay.
The only thing I can tell from the clothes is that before his death, Evans had either put up quite a fight, or the attackers simply dragged him along the ground for a long distance. In turn, and this is certainly strange, the injuries themselves were inflicted only when he was naked.
Okay, this is weird.
Okay, I'll take a look at the scales. They seem too different. Dorothy once brought an animal encyclopedia here. She performed an autopsy on an exotic animal smuggler. The guy suffered an accident while transporting illegal animals. Not only were the police needed on site, but it took nearly a day to round up his cargo. Dorothy had a hard time with that case. Did the impact kill him? Or did one of the animals he was transporting do him in? They even talked about it on the news. People were terrified that some reptile would just come out of their can and grab him. Okay, the book.
Okay, go to the lab. Just close the door. Lab bathroom. Still trying to get used to this. What?
Who is this?
Okay, I think he's hallucinating. Okay, go to the lab and compare the scales with this examples of... So where do we go?
Alright. Which page was it? local wildlife. I bet I'll find something here. Oh, that was quick.
See?
I wouldn't expect
Crocodile.
anything else.
I knew it.
Not this area, but who knows? Nile crocodile.
That.
Very similar, but the color is... What kind is this? Ah, saltwater. Oh, yes. This turtle turned out to be a killer. He ripped off the guy's wrist and tore him in a few other places. Aggressive beast. I only need to concentrate on the crocodile chapter.
Alright.
Oh, that was quick. I wouldn't expect anything else.
Crocodile.
Very similar, but the color is slightly different. Not a match. Nah, this one here looks more like a handbag. No, that's not it.
How it? So what's this one?
Nope. It's a completely different color and structure. That's strange. I don't know why I'm even bothering to compare it. It's immediately up. No way. I would expect something local? I certainly don't remember hearing of an animal escaping from the zoo. So, either someone donned in crocodile products was around the deceased, or one of them attacked him. I'll examine the body and take photos. If an animal attacked him, there'll be traces. Ugh. Christ. Why am I so tired? Some coffee would be nice. What was I supposed to... Ah, the pictures. I'll have to show them to Dorothy. Too bad that we no longer keep our ranking. With something like that, we'd come out on top. As in a case like... All right, I'll begin. The deceased skin is smooth and taut. This suggests an advanced stage of decomposition of the corpse.
Alright, so let's take some photos, shall we?
No head. That's not hard to miss.
Well, crocodile can so easily chop off the head. I mean, look at the wounds around the neck area. That's definitely a bite. Look at that.
Oh, and as expected, there's a bite.
He was attacked by a crocodile. Crocodiles do drag their victims to the water so they can finish them off. So, he was killed by...
Evans couldn't have tied himself up like that. It looks like some sort of attack or kidnapping.
So someone obviously... even his dick's cut off. Yeah, look at that. That's definitely an animal.
Such a wound could not have occurred during the victim's lifetime.
Right down to the bones. So obviously the crocodile actually started to chew into his flesh. Maybe as he was rolling him, or... Why is no one taking a photo?
It's unlikely that a human would make such a wound.
It's definitely not human, that's for sure. What else we got? Even his penis is lopped off.
Nasty.
That's really nasty. God, imagine having your penis blocked off. Oh, that's just so wrong. There's somewhere else I'm missing to take a photo. Hands are fine. Wow, oh look at the teeth marks. You can actually see the teeth marks around the penis. Well, where the penis was.
Interesting. This needs to be investigated further.
Just trying to see what else we can take photos of that we've missed.
There are also clear traces of the deceased ankles being bound in some way.
Maybe he was tied up. Like, tied up, ready for the,
This wound appears to have been made by a sharp instrument.
Alright, well, let's go.
I need to gather my thoughts together. And look at these photos. Like torn meat. It seems that this case will have to... I wonder whether the decapitation took place before or after death. To check... I should inspect these areas with a magnifying glass first. The work of animals can be seen here. The question is which ones?
Take the picture of the bite mark from the photo board. Where is it?
This looks very promising. The bite is clearly visible. It should be easy to compare with the encyclopedia and identify the culprit. I just need to make it a little bigger. It'll be faster than physically measuring the bite.
You enlarge the photo by using the fax machine.
I hope I put it in right. I can never remember whether it was image up or image down. At university, I didn't have facility. Ah, fantastic. Practically a one-to-one.
That's definitely a good
Just some tracing paper, a pencil, and I can check these in the encyclopedia.
Okay, pencil. Pencil. No. Use tracing paper in the office.
Now, did I leave them in a drawer? Or maybe a box somewhere? Ugh. I don't remember if I left them out somewhere.
It's not very organized, is it? Tracing paper. Lipstick. Okay. Tracing paper.
They definitely pay me too little for this.
We need some tracing paper.
Looks like I can tidy up after myself. Sometimes. Archives. Just as lifeless as the corpses they concern. A very, nature-driven case so far. I'll have to consult the encyclopedia again. Good thing Dorothy left it here. Otherwise, I would have had to run back to my place to get some.
Use the atlas. Bite marks. Atlas. So, where was that? In the laboratory, I think, wasn't it? Oh. Where? Laboratory. No. Bathroom. It's over here.
It makes sense. This would also explain the mold found in the clothes. It turns out that some of the wounds can be safely blamed on local alligators. However, we cannot blame them for the decapitation. It's not these animals we should be afraid of here. I should make some notes and start the autopsy. Ugh. And look for other traces. It doesn't look good. Evans wasn't decapitated with one cut. Several stab wounds of varying depth and circumference. Mississippi alligator. It's strange that an alligator would leave such a clear and smooth mark. Looks like an uneven bite. It's worth taking a closer look at this. Maybe there will be some remaining teeth marks. The result of an animal tearing at its body. Eaten skin, soft tissues, and genitals. There are even some teeth marks, but... well, it doesn't look like an alligator. The bite is firmly incorporated into the wound. A photo alone won't help me here. I need to make a cast and compare it. The imprints are quite deep and even. From the looks of it, I'd say Evans was restrained with his own belt. Evans' right side must have been more attractive to the crocs and insects. Very strong binding marks. You can see peeled epidermis and small wounds. It looks like the killer might have missed before they finally hit the neck. There's no end to playing zoologist today. I need a tool with dental impression cement. Can I find it here? No. It's probably lying somewhere around in the lab. I hope the cement hasn't expired. A month after the due date. That could be worse. Now I need to cover the bite area. Wait until it hardens. I think it's ready. The cast looks quite contaminated from the other wounds in that area.
That looks like a human's bite mark.
Well, let's hope the imprint turns out better. Brush, ink, and paper. Similar to taking fingerprints.
Cast, where was it?
Paint over the area.
Hey? Loving what? Oh, watching it? I knew it's you. Oh, I had to press on.
And put a piece of paper on it. That's very strange. I'll run it through the fax and check it on the computer.
That definitely
I
looks
really don't want to believe what I'm seeing.
Nah, that couldn't be. No, a human couldn't bit his penis off. No way. He must be bloody hungry.
Loading. Ugh. What? Wow. This is, well, this is quite unexpected. Human teeth. Oh, fuck. I need to tell this to Stephen. everything is cataloged correctly. Maybe not everything is cataloged correctly.
What a funny feeling. This one.
Loading. It'll probably take a while. Maybe not everything is cataloged correctly. 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 Loading. It'll probably take a while. Loading. It'll probably take a while. Finally. What? The partial impression I have may match several people. Okay, this one is in prison, so he's out. Another in prison. No, here's someone with quite interesting tendencies. Oh,
Those
he's dead.
donuts look
It
good.
doesn't fit. This one doesn't either.
Some pills.
I'm afraid this will remain a mystery. The killer's profile is getting more and more interesting.
That's better. Close my door. Close that door. So human's teeth.
I'm going back to the body. Ugh. I need to make a note before I start the dissection.
So
You can see that the tool used was sharp and smooth. So, what if it was in the hands of an unskilled person? They look quite shallow, Someone must have inflicted these with some sort of primitive tool. Maybe something chased that alligator away before it bit down properly? This wound turned out to be more troublesome than I thought it would be. Torn tissue, lacerations, bite wounds.
Torn piece of tissue exposed in the bone. Possibly cause of death.
For obvious reasons, I record decapitation as the cause of death.
No.
I need to verify how deep these wounds go. If they punctured the organs, hemorrhaging could have occurred. The abdominal and genital area are supplied with plenty of blood. If the penis was bitten off while he was alive, Evans could have bled to death. The perfect breeding ground for larvae. Fortunately, the deceased doesn't care about it, just like we do now. Alligators rarely kill humans. Due to the body fat of the deceased, I'm adding a heart attack to the list. Maybe Evans didn't live long enough to experience what happened to him. Man. I was hoping for an easier case. Time for internal analysis. Finally. First of all, I'll try to determine whether death occurred before the decap. With the scalpel, I'll open the deceased's chest. I cut deep, in a straight line, avoiding the navel. We see a lot of fat tissue under the skin.
Jesus.
When I remove the ribs, I expect to see even more fat on the organ. Correct. High levels of internal fat, organ size above average due to obesity. I move on to the lung analysis. The deceased smoked cigarettes, but more importantly, you can see that the lungs have and this is the culprit. Well, it didn't look like the holes were that deep. Such hemorrhage could have been caused by hitting the chest with a blunt object, or a puncture directly affecting the organ. They appear to be of different depths. The cross-section is uneven. Open pneumothorax should be added to this. The deceased could have experienced extreme hypoxia, and, as a result, obstructive shock. I wonder what the heart looks like. The organ is enlarged with very clear, light yellow traces of steatosis on the surface. No signs of heart attack. But similarly to the lungs, there is a trace of puncture with a sharp object. In pneumothorax, the heart rate increases. In the event of such a wound, this would mean bleeding out faster and more. In turn, a sudden increase in the amount of fluid in the pericardial cavity could lead to cardiac tamponade, which is also a life-threatening condition. Evans, however, is remarkably clean, considering this turn of events. This all looks quite disturbing. I wonder if I'll find anything on the liver. The organ is fatty and enlarged. The beginnings of cirrhosis are obvious. Well, that's it. This time, nothing to write home about.
Fibrosis. A mold-stated disease with a no impact means death.
So, I proceed. Like most other organs, it is fatty and clearly enlarged, not to mention swollen, partially due to gases, but mainly due to the deceased's lifestyle. I take the organ to the cutting board. The outside is intact. I'm going to check the contents. It sounds like there's an unusually large amount of undigested, and now rotten stomach contents inside. Blood. Evans had to swallow it due to his injuries, which means he was still alive when he was brutally wounded in the chest.
Enlarged stomach with no external signs of damage. Stomach walls intact, no signs of bleeding inside the organ. So clots of undigested blood in the stomach contents, which most likely flowed down the upper gastrointestinal tract.
Only the trachea left to be. Surprisingly, it's not damaged by the decapitation. I move on to cutting it open. Okay, I carefully cut, and... blood, just as I expected. Evans not only swallowed it, but also choked on it. Looks like I can wrap this up. Let me tie this together.
So the blood from the injuries blocked the free flow.
After he was abducted, stripped, and tied up, he was dealt several penetrating blows to the chest. Then his head was cut off. Evans was deprived of his genitals, and the body served as an easy meal for the animals. Even though there are a lot of injuries on the body that could cause death, it was the decapitation that ended Evan's life. The animal bites in the limbs occurred after death, so there's no reason to treat these as the cause of death. The damage to the lungs and heart must have led to severe hemorrhaging, so there's no doubt that Evans was choking at bloody convulsions. But it didn't last too long, which I conclude from the small amount of blood in the stomach and trachea. I never thought I'd ever wish someone to have a heart attack. But in this case, it would have been better for him. In some way, it can be said with certainty that James Evans was murdered. Oh well. I need to stitch this poor guy back up. It's really bothering me. Something's not right here. Because even now, the organs are relatively clean. The skin around wounds also, it's like, someone pumped it out? Oh, Christ. I'll leave these questions for the police to solve. And now, I get to head home. It's a fucked up thing. I'll hold off taking long walks in the forest for the near future. I have a feeling that it won't end with just one body. Good night, Mr. Ridley. The body's ready to be picked up.
Sure. Good night.
I think it's the first time in a long time that I finished work at a decent hour. I'll get home and... oh, come on. Fuck! When did I get a flat tire? What the fuck? Oh, come on. This is impossible. What's this supposed to mean? Why is this happening? Oh, someone is messing with me again. Oh. Fuck. I'm going to Ridley's. Maybe he saw something. Ridley, do you know what happened to my car?
Oh, What happened to your car?
All the tires are fucking flat!
Well, it happens. Don't you have a spare in the trunk?
Spare ones in the trunk. No one carries 4 fucking extra tires. In the trunk!
Jesus, Handman, calm down. I'll call you a taxi.
Calm down? That's a bit of an exaggeration, don't you think? Have you seen anyone around here? Someone strange? Suspicious?
Except you? No.
Haha, funny. I don't find all these jokes amusing, you know.
What jokes? Handman, what's wrong with you? It's just tires.
Such things are not a coincidence! What's wrong with me? Things keep happening. Last week, and now this?
Just go wait for the taxi, okay? Fresh air would do you good. Neither you nor I will do anything about it now.
Neither you nor I will do anything? What have you been doing all day? Surely something like this can't just be overlooked.
Maybe you should go outside and cool down. I'm calling a taxi.
Cool town.
He needs a chill pill.
I just want to sleep.
He's really agitated, isn't he? Chapter 4.
It would be easier just to move in and live here. I doubt I'll get reimbursed for the cab.
His car's up there.
Huh? Damn. It's already late in the evening.
Turn the music down. Certain things about here. Music's too fucking loud.
Good evening. Any news for me? About my car? You know, the flat tires?
No.
No, what? Have you checked the cameras? Anything?
Handman, I cut my teeth working in prison. I know what to do.
What?
There were no strangers hanging around. Maybe you ran over something.
What? All the tires?
Why, possibly. You can congratulate yourself.
Christ.
You should try sleeping more. You've been kind of out of it lately.
That's the first bit of sense you've made all evening.
Now this is weird. He just said that he worked at a prison. Okay. Well, we must remember that.
Good. The body is expected to be ready for pickup tonight, along with your lecture.
What? What? No one...
You still pontificating? Best hurry, don't you think?
Fuck me. I don't have the strength for this today. Have I taken my pills today? Did I take it? Or... I need to focus. Fuck. I don't have much time. Okay. One by one, Jack. Take it easy. Oh, a burning issue indeed. Then I'll move on to the body. Ah, shit. The lecture. I almost forgot. I'm gonna need the camcorder.
Oh shit. Okay, so we're gonna go to the story.
This is making me nervous.
Just down here.
Oh well. This is not the best framing. Hello, everyone. It's the 20 something of November 1991. Jack Hanlon is conducting the autopsy. Oh, I appear to be missing my gloves and apron.
Jesus.
Yes, you already know the drill. So, the body is on the slab. Let's see what the police uncovered first. So, the victim is from yesterday's apartment block fire on Drowner Street. Personal details unknown. The exact cause of the fire has not yet been determined. However, it is known that the fire started in the deceased's apartment, where the most damage was reported. The body was not found until the next morning. The tenant was naked, charred, and with severe burns. The owner of the apartment asked about the deceased. He was surprised anyone even lived there. The deceased was sitting in an armchair near the TV. Pieces of pornographic material, an ashtray, melted video cassettes, and several bottles of so-called poppers were found in the vicinity. It's difficult to assess whether any escape attempts were made. Firefighters indicated that it was probably the large quantity of poppers found near the deceased and rapid spread of the fire. Well, that's our basic question. Whether the death occurred as a result of fire, or whether he was dead before it. As you can see, the body is in quite an unusual pose. For the purpose of photographic documentation, we'll leave it like that for now.
Jesus. Let's take some photos.
This position is called the pugilistic attitude. This is due to the influence of high temperature on the muscles. The fire reaches the skin first, then the soft tissue, until the skeletal muscles are exposed. Coagulation occurs in exposed muscles due to their fibers shrinking. The extensors yield to the force of the flexors. The muscles contract and contract until the limbs become flexy and deformed. The upper ones are characterized by a triple bend, similar to a boxer holding his hands in front of him. Just 10 minutes will do it. 10 minutes for the muscles and tendons to contract like a steak on the grill.
Jesus. It's breaking. Pretty bad. missing? Trying to work out where's the
In the end, we're all just walking meat. The deceased must now be straightened out, and we need to get rid of these bindings.
Okay, so let's remove these bindings.
He looks to have been tied up in the deceased's neck and feet, which explains why, despite the severe burns, the deceased's limbs are not all that twisted. That's better. It's easier to straighten him now. Without taking out the magnifying glass, we already know that the deceased's skin is heavily charred and cracked.
John Doe. That just sounds so familiar, John Doe.
As for the other details, there are crow's feet visible near the eyes. Upper lip reveals front teeth. One of the incisors is broken. There's soot in the nostrils.
So he was burnt alive.
The rope around the neck wasn't very tight. I don't see it leaving a mark on the skin. You can clearly see that this is primarily the front of the deceased that was exposed to fire. The rope marks around the wrists are deep and clearly visible.
I'm gonna probe his column.
The victim sat in the chair the whole time, hence his back being in much better condition than this extremely burned area.
Ugh. Having your balls singed off in your willy. That would hurt, babe.
Looks as if a large flap of skin had detached from the calf.
Or cut off.
The rope at the man's ankles was tied much tighter and more precisely than the one around his wrists. All in all, quite a lot can be deduced from this external examination. Soot in the nose appears when inhaling harmful and choking smoke. The tissue of the mouth was heavily burned as well. The teeth, however, makes me wonder. The eye clenching is a natural reaction of the body to high temperatures. Traces fail to indicate that the deceased suffocated before the fire took hold. Oh, that must have been terrifying. Severe burns, covering approximately 80% of the epidermis. Predominance of 4th and 3rd degree burns. He appears to be loosely tied. However, this is the result of the corpse drying out. The wound shows that the rope had deeply imprinted itself in the tissue. The length of the rope was calculated, and it appears that the deceased could make limited movements around the perineum. The burns reach through the dermis and hypodermis to reach the muscles. The body is covered in numerous areas. The conclusions are quite clear. It looks like the deceased was a fan of choking while masturbating. Deaths due to a predilection for asphyxophilia do occur, but not in this case. In this case, I don't assume that this was a delayed death. The mixture of fear, sexual arousal, and drugs could have caused a heart attack. Wounds on the wrists and ankles indicate that the deceased could have been struggling in panic. Burns to the genitals and groin are an additional concussive factor. This is due to the high vascularity and innervation of this area. The extent of the thermal stresses on the body could have caused this death. It may seem incidental, but for us it's a sign that perhaps the deceased lost a tooth attempting to bite through the rope. We need to check the damage inhaling all that smoke has done to the rest. Due to the amount of charring, we are unable to collect the victim's fingerprints. Visual identification is also out of the question. You can probably guess what options we are left with. You guessed it, a dental impression. For this, I need impression Okay. It's going well. I should be able to get this done in time. Where are these trays? Towels, papers, jars? Nope. It's not anywhere on the counter.
Okay, where are they? Oh, hang on, they might be in the drawer.
Maybe in this drawer. Oh, there they are. And a surprising and I'll warm this up in my hands. Okay, making an impression is quite simple. You put trays with alkanate into the mouth and press them together in one firm movement until you feel significant resistance.
Okay.
Once the devices have been placed... Okay, again, we will need a piece of paper, a brush, and ink. We will make a plaster model of the deceased's teeth from the obtained impression. We will then make an impression of the mold on a piece of paper, which will be scanned into the computer.
Where's the tray? Okay.
You see, it seems so simple and yet laborious. On the plus side, we don't have to worry about the gag reflex with the deceased. And no need to remind the subject to breathe either. At least he saved the high costs of orthodontic treatment.
Interesting. So he might have died from masturbation. This is an interesting case. Spanker switch box. Watching porn and masturbating and
Wow. I would have expected a match so soon. Well, the deceased is Richard Jacobson, 47 years old. He had a criminal record and was recently in court for... Oh, wow.
Waiting payment of
For not returning a videotape to the rental shop. Oh, Jesus. I better check if I've still got that copy of... where were we? Okay, I'll add some details to the clipboard.
Okay, so he like a pornography.
Okay, and we can move on to dissecting the body. This time, I'll go straight for the loppers.
Okay. Oops. Oops. No. Shit.
I'll slice it piece by piece. Let me start here. I push hard several times. Until I cut a given section. You can see that using a scalpel would be pointless here.
Yeah. Especially when it's so charred as well.
Solid crunch.
Oh, I felt that. Oh.
Almost there. Now we peel back the skin. Now to remove the ribs.
Never seen. Oh shit! I never seen inside a burnt bodies. This is cool.
And we can check out what's going on in here.
Oh,
And
wow.
I see that a lot has happened. In fact, the entire abdominal cavity is flooded. Blood and other fluids have seeped from the blood vessels, flooding the abdomen and chest areas. We have to get rid of this. I'll go get a cup or a ladle.
Alright, back to the lab. That's pretty gruesome.
I think I saw one somewhere here.
Ladle. No. Where is the ladle? See. Find the ladle in the lab.
Aha.
There we go.
I don't have all night. I'm going to need a vacuum pump. Great. The running around for everything starts again. Why can't things be tidied away properly in this damn mortuary? I'm gonna get Ridley. I wonder what this pump is. Probably in the basement. Mr. Ridley? Mr. Ridley? I'll just go to the basement and check.
Oh, I don't want to go outside. There might be a boogeyman. If I scream, sorry. Oh shit. Which way was it? This way. No, it was this way. Check the basement for the pump. Oh look. There's someone standing there then.
Jeez. I don't know what... Rusty. Scrap! God! Where is this infernal machine? Wow, that's heavy. Can I fit through the door with this?
We'll find out, won't we?
I swear I'm going to have an accident here one day. Like Alice, when she twisted her ankle on those stairs. We were supposed to go to the mountains then. It was supposed to be our first trip since... and Alice.
Hammond!
Because of me. As always, she had to...
Hammond, are you talking to yourself or what?
Huh? What? No, I just...
There is a letter for you. I left it on your desk.
Letter? For me?
Yes, letter for you. Do I have to repeat myself again?
No. Thank you. Where were you? I was looking for you. A letter. Fuck! Who delivers letters at this time? It's probably been sat in his office for ages. Just didn't want to move his lazy ass. So, we have the equipment. Now I have to place it somewhere close to the table. Phew. I can finally put this thing down. Alright, just... What? There's no tube? No one's used this for a long time. I apologize to you all once again.
Useful in the social room. We'll have a look. Social room. So that's down.
These lockers could contain everything we need, or simply filled with people's crap. What?
What the fuck? Okay. Why? Is there a brain? Oh no.
Screw it. There might be something in here. Yep. I'm sure I wrote the code down on a piece of paper.
Right. Code, piece of paper. No.
Did I imagine something?
Odd. Piece of paper. Like I could have the code to get inside. Let's go to the office. This bloody window keeps opening up. I don't know why.
Aha. 3649. Okay. 3649. 3649. 3749.
36.
3794?
3649. 3. 6. 4.
And my memory for numbers. What do we have here? Boxes of disinfectants, syringes, thread. Oh, some small trinkets. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe I should take it to the office. Antiseptics, but here. I wanted to forget. Alice. I regret so much. Every day. Every fucking day. I can't take it anymore. Oh, God. I can't. How do I... Office of the Medical Examiner, Peatsville.
Oh, Jack. I was hoping to catch you at work.
Hi, Dorothy. How's it going?
Good, thanks. And what about you? You sound tired.
Tiring day at work. That's it.
You scared me last time we spoke.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to cause any trouble and say what I said.
Jack, it's alright. You're not causing any trouble. I'm not surprised at all that.
No, really. I mean it. Sorry. I just... I'm fed up with myself.
You should take care of yourself. Didn't you say you wanted to stay at home longer? To rest? You know I pick up the slack at work.
No, I didn't. I can't. I don't want to be there.
Well, why not consider taking a trip, Jack?
Dorothy, please. I really don't have the energy for this today.
I just wish.
Stop it. Why are you calling?
Reminder about annual drug testing. I figured you probably didn't remember.
Oh, yes. I've had a lot going on. I even forgot my own birthday.
Leave your samples at reception on your way home. Someone will pick them up from Ridley in the morning. Probably Steven or someone else at the station.
Sure. I'll try not to forget. Okay, well,
Jack? Try not to do anything stupid, okay? Alcohol, your medication. You know you shouldn't.
I have it all under control. I should be getting back to work.
The results should be in tomorrow. I'll call you when we know.
Right. Thanks.
Goodbye, Jack.
Bye. Annual drug testing. I'll take care of it before I go home. I feel terribly weak. Wake up, Jack. There's been a bit too much going on lately. I was supposed to collect the hose.
Wrong way.
Focus on your work, Jack. All right. Here I am. I hope that was the last long break in this session. So, let's connect the tube.
Okay, set the pump to full speed. Okay, vacuum, full speed.
We turn on the machine. With this amount of fluid, there's no point in holding back.
Return to the corpse. To suck your blood. Okay. This is what I'm calling sucking up blood. This is a lot of blood.
Still a few nooks and crannies left. External examinations did not reveal any tissue defects that would reach the internal organs. So, I expect the organs to be intact.
fucking molded.
In a way, it's quite extraordinary. That even with such severe burns, skin, fat, muscles, the organs are all present and correct. A reddish-pink tint indicates high carboxyhemoglobin levels, the level of which I will determine. What interests me here is not the presence of this substance itself, but rather its percentage content. But first, I'll need the values for the centrifuge.
Retrieve the note. Again? He always forgets his notebook.
Ugh. I feel like I've been here forever. Jack, focus. Just a little bit longer. Corpses recovered from the site of fire may have very different and complex histories. Burning is only at the surface. Underneath, it may be a heart attack, stroke, or pulmonary embolism. This particular case appears quite basic.
Right, so... coming up, so 10, 85%. I think we've got to do this one. 1085. No screening, no. It's got to be this one. So 10 time 10 and 85.
However, I would warn against making a diagnosis too hastily. A fire victim does not always mean death due to smoke inhalation.
Just trying out this new game.
The centrifuge has completed its cycle. So, as usual, I will take the samples to the laboratory, and I'll be back with the results shortly.
Samples to the laboratory. Off we go.
Ugh. What exactly was I supposed to test for?
How'd your house
COHB.
movement go? Get everything done?
I'll take 2 milliliters of each sample. Ugh. Well, confirmed. Death due to carbon monoxide poisoning. Carboxyhemoglobin levels at 84%. Alright, I'll note this down and perform a check of the organs.
Begin thorough heart analysis. Okay, examine the organ. What?
What? Where? Mr. Ridley?
What? Where the fuck is the body? Okay, what's going on?
Why did he take that fucking body?
You want wouldn't have taken the body, would he?
Why did you take the body?
What body?
Well, the body. You know, from the autopsy room.
Christ, Hammond. I didn't take any of your bodies.
So who took it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
But I...
Get back to work. It's late.
How the hell can a body go missing? Nice coffee. We'll try in the morgue. Like in the... Try it fucking...
What's wrong with me?
Nothing here. I'm just gonna go through each room. Nothing in here. Office? It's gotta be in the morgue. No, it's not in there. It's gotta be in these drawers. Don't tell me I have to go outside, do I? I really don't want to go outside. Oh shit, we're gonna have to go outside. Alright, let's see how we go. How could a body just disappear like that? Oh my god, is that... Please don't just tell me that's a mannequin. Especially if I can't find all this body. It's got me fucked.
Something strange is happening here. Maybe I think I'm just tired.
Yeah, but how could a whole body just disappear like that?
don't understand what's going on. Maybe I think I'm just tired.
Ah, there's the body.
I think there's... I must have been seeing things. Results. Well, then we can... from the results...
What were we doing?
I wasn't sure it would amount to anything, but the World Wide Web has been a blessing for speeding up my work.
Oh yeah, the results of the thingo.
My old but trusted centrifuge. Ideal for all the fluid tests I need to perform during an autopsy. We can now be sure that the carboxyhemoglobin concentration was fatal. The organ has a reddish pink tint, which results from the concentration of COHB and general congestion of the organ. Other than that, I can cross this off my list now. We will look at the lungs more carefully. From the outside, just like the heart, it is congested, and the color indicates poisoning. Thermal damage is visible here and there. Enough of the external exam. It's time to grab the knife and dissect the lungs. I need to check for any obstruction, burns, or clots. Jesus. Alright. You can see changes in the lung parenchyma caused by burns and smoke inhalation. Nothing new here. So let's complete the notes. And let's check the trachea. The color is the same as the rest of the organs. Significant congestion. Let's see what it looks like inside. Okay, the final cut. There are visible burns inside, but what catches the eye the most is the amount of soot. Looks like our subject was in the thick of the fire. Let's deal with the final notes, and we're ready to go. Let's deal with the final notes, and we're ready to go. I considered the direct cause of death to be severe carbon monoxide poisoning, leading to extreme hypoxia of the body. The extreme burns on the deceased's body and respiratory tract indicate that he must have been surrounded by fire. During the examination, No other factors were found that could have contributed to the victim's death. Environmental data does not indicate any third-party involvement. Just need to add my John Hancock and sew up the body. I'll close the body, trying not to damage what's left of the skin. As for stitching, well, it varies. It can be that the fire victims are so for this job, a thicker needle and heavy-duty thread. Well, everything's holding together. Keeping it together is... Well, after storing the body, there's nothing left for me to do. But thank you for your attention. All the best, and good night. Ugh, my God. What an exhausting day. I need to get these gloves off and call a taxi. I swear I'm about to pass out from exhaustion. Oh, fuck. Urine sample. Okay, this is it. I'm dehydrated. I should drink more water.
Go.
As expected, sleeping like a log. I'm jealous. Ugh. Fuck! What's going on here?
Hurricane Taxi, we will take you wherever the wind takes you.
Hello. I would, like to order a taxi to 574 Presley Street.
Okay, hun. All of our drivers are busy at the moment. Best I can do is within the next hour.
An hour? Oh, no. Alright. Let it be.
Can I take your name?
Jack Hanman.
Okay, thank you. Do you have our loyalty card?
No.
Would you like to set one up? Our regular customers, we have discounts and extra...
Would that make the taxi get here faster?
Well...
I thought so. Thank you. Goodbye. This is already giving me a headache. Jesus, what now? Yes, how can I help you?
Jack, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Oh my God! What was that? What the fuck? Fuck. It's because of the fatigue. It's because of... This was some kind of mistake. An hour here. I need a drink. Oh, strong. Everything's spinning.
I think that's it for tonight, guys. Until next time, I'll stream the next chapter to, well, what, chapter 5?
Do I?
So till then, we'll stream that again. So for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Ching ching, ciao ciao, and don't forget to follow. Do you want to see more of my gameplay?